Many thanks that you are watching Business Days TV live today with Pontus and Cătălin. I'm very happy that you are here. Many thanks.
Thank you.
We invited you as experts in the field of logistics and production, manufacturing. And first of all, I think it's important to hear who you are, where you're coming from. So, Cătălin, please start and present yourself, where you're from, which professional role you have, what you're doing.
Yeah, for the time being, I'm leading a logistic company. It's about FM Logistic. We have the headquarters in Timișoara, and we are acting quite visible on the domestic market in Romania. FM Logistic, it's actually a French company at the origin. We are very visible in France, Poland, Russia mainly. Wow. We are in top 3 in all the countries. But we also act in the Central Europe, in Czech Republic, Slovak Republic, Hungary, and we have good plans to expand. Recently our company started something in India. We took over a local company in India. We act in China and in Brazil for the time being.
Wow, that's great. So, and what you are doing in the company, what's your role?
For the time being, I'm the general manager of Romanian branch. And I started about 11 years ago as transport manager, then I moved to warehousing, and then I took over a platform, and finally I've been appointed as general manager, so I did almost everything.
Very good. So you know everything, all the processes.
You never know everything. There is always something new to learn.
Good, yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Pontus,
yes.
Please present yourself as well.
So I'm Swedish. My current activities I'm running together with another Swedish partner, a fairly newly founded consulting firm called Renacentia. We like to call ourselves profitability consultants rather than management consultants, as we work with increasing revenues, reducing costs, and optimizing use of capital. It's a rather new company. My background before that is in furniture industry. I was 15 years with the Swedish furniture company IKEA. Spent the last 6 years here in Romania as director of procurement for Southeast Europe region, and also a global role for solid wood furniture. And
very good.
Then this year I decided for a new challenge and started Renacentia.
Very good. And sorry that I have to ask that, but what is bringing the motivation for a Swedish guy to work in Romania?
Well,
is that the laugh or
no? We can laugh about it, but you can also be serious about it. I think there is a strong compatibility between the Scandinavian or Anglo-Saxon approach to management, structure, and governance versus the dynamics and creativity and the ability of coping in chaos that exists in Romania. Yeah. When you combine these two together, magic can happen.
That's very interesting. Yeah, so I see I have invited the right people to the show. So I want to hear today and want to speak today about this huge development where we hear every time and everywhere of production, manufacturing, and of course logistics. So please say me where we are, what we has to change, in which direction we has to go. So please maybe start you, then you are flexible also to interact.
Yeah,
so
please.
Yeah.
So where we are in a kind of economic boom in Romania, and somehow this is given by logistics. First of all, we start to have some highways which shorten the time for the production for the products from Romania to reach European markets. And if you look on the map, most of the new development, most of the new investments from Europe are near the highway. One of the biggest and main issue now is the missing of the highway between Sibiu and Pitești to help Dacia, to help Renault to grow. This is also a let's say, a production, but also a logistic challenge. Coming back to the logistics, there is also another point. China is no more such attractive like it used to be. And you know, if you look to the European map, Romania is still low in wages. It's still attractive from labor point of view. I don't know how long will be, because the salaries are growing, you know, the labor force it's missing nowadays. I spoke recently with my colleagues from Central Europe. They have the same issues like us. Everywhere in Czech Republic, Slovak Republic, Hungary, the missing of labor force, it's visible. It's missing, it's not only the labor force, but the competencies. You can find some people, but the competencies decreased because good guys already left or are already hired. And this is a challenge. However, the things are going in the right direction, I would say. And at least for a while, Romania will benefit from this boom. And it's
there are many
hard
things to
for
do.
us.
There are many things to do, I know, because I'm consulting several production manufacturing companies in Romania, and as well as plants and branches of European companies who are working here or who are at the moment starting. So it is great, I say, for the Romanian development that Romania has such a strong possibility here in these developments, especially for manufacturing. What can you add to this?
I would see manufacturing in Romania right now as coming out of a period of transformation, in the sense of traditionally having been competing with low labor cost as the main weapon, to going through a transformation or modernization of industry and manufacturing, where we today have several leading Romanian manufacturers that are competing not only on labor cost but on efficient production, on high quality products, and sustainability, which by the way I consider one of the main not challenges but opportunities for the future.
And we know that this is one of the major goals at the moment. The target groups, the clients, want to have high class quality products more and more. And when I see, for instance, in your area where you're located now, Timișoara and the rounds, many very German companies are coming to that place because of the costs of labor. And
not only. Sorry to interrupt yours, but if you look around, if you go to Poland, Czech Republic, or Slovak Republic, you have to learn the local language. While coming into Romania, you can find a lot of people speaking English, quite proficient. And if you look to Timișoara, Sibiu, and Brașov, you can still find a strong German community. People speaking very well German language, acting in the German culture, because their ancestors were German. And even a lot of people left Romania for Germany. There are still some people living here. There are still Germans living here.
I have family roots to Banat. Therefore, I know this special route. But yes, I like that you are widening that and showing that. So when we are speaking about, some people say production, I know that the experts are speaking about manufacturing.
Production is fine.
Yes.
Most of the case, yeah.
But then I think now more and more we have to speak about logistics. So can you please say me, what is the differentiation? What you find and what you want to describe on logistics? What you want to describe on production or manufacturing? How you see this? Yeah, please.
I had the luck to work in a production company, in an electronic manufacturing facility, and then the chance to work for logistics. And I can say today, I had previously a short intervention in a panel where I said, in production, everything's logistics. You have the logistics for raw materials, the inbound of raw materials, which is logistics. You have the internal logistics to move the raw materials from the warehouse to the production line or whatever. And then you have the production line logistics from a place to another one. It's also logistics. And then you have the finished good logistics when you have to send everything to the final consumer. Yeah, irrespective, it's about an electronic product or it's a car, it's something from automotive. You have to move things between the producers, the second tier to the first tier, and so on. And finally, you have to move the final product, to the consumer.
Okay.
Yeah, to the market. That everything is logistics. And one very important thing I learned after I joined logistics, it's about the cost. It's logistics is not only about movement of the stocks, but it's also the inventory cost. It's about the inventory count. It's about how good we are in managing the assets, because you move assets. The raw material, it's an asset. The pre-production, it's an asset. The final product, it's an asset. If you don't manage well the excess and obsolete.
You speak about the possibility of optimization as well with this. So optimization of supply chain costs, for instance, a big thing at the moment in the manufacturing and production area. So how you see that? Is that possible in every case? Are there more production in this direction or field in this direction who can do that? Or can we really reduce in each company the supply chain costs?
Of course, we can always reduce. Okay. When we stop believing that we can reduce, we stop develop. To elaborate on what Cătălin is saying, that yes, you cannot distinguish between logistics and production.
Yeah.
I actually prefer to speak about value chain rather than logistics, production, distribution. We are all part of the same value chain, stretching from raw material acquisition to consumer, including consumer use of the products. And the companies that will be the winning ones, the most successful for the future, it is those who best manage and optimize the entire value chain, from raw material to consumer. And if I should talk about implications of a value chain approach, the first thing I would mention is actually partnership. Traditionally, between raw material suppliers, manufacturers and retailers, we have a buyer-seller relationship, which has taken us as far as we are today. But when you want to go to the next level, when you want to take the next steps, partnership will be key. Partnering with all your key stakeholders throughout the value chain.
I like that. Yeah.
To create innovative, new, not only products, but platforms of products, material, technology, usage of raw material.
Responsible value management.
Absolutely.
Of course. Yeah, I like that. And I like as well, but I don't want to go now in our show the pathway of theoretical thoughts. I want to swatch now and change now for the end phase of our TV show, because we are only 20 minutes in direction of practical outcomes. Let us speak a little bit about the change of automation, of robotics, of new forms of production. How you feel that? How you see that? Should I think as a person from the outer world that I'm going into a plant and then there are everywhere robots within 5 years, or how is looking that?
Yes, for sure, robotization or further automation is a theme that will continue in manufacturing. I would highlight the main difference is on why do we automate today versus yesterday. Yesterday we were trying to attack efficiency and cost, labor, reducing labor, replacing with robots. And today we are automating for different reasons. One is quality. But I would say, and specifically for Romania,
quality control. Yeah.
That's one, but specifically for Romania, I would say that the key driver going forward for automation, it is to mitigate the risk of labor shortage, like Cătălin was onto before. We have, I mean, both previously from when I was in IKEA working with suppliers and today when I work with clients, the number one concern I hear from manufacturing companies in Romania is I do not have the workers to sustain my business and to grow.
Yeah.
I have clients with attrition rates up to 40%. That's huge. That is a threat that you cannot sit silent and hope that it will solve itself.
Yeah.
And automation is, of course, one key activity in reducing your dependency on labor force.
Okay.
Now, the ironic part about automating to reduce your dependency on labor is that while you're reducing the head count, the number of people you need, you raise the level of competence you need, because we are transforming factory workers to manufacturing engineers.
Okay.
And that is,
I see.
That is a challenge, I would say. That's also deciding which manufacturing companies will win and which will stay behind. Who invests properly in their people and people development.
Yeah, there is also another component here. That when we speak about automation and optimization, we have to speak about the volumes, because I'm coming back to my past when I was working in the electronic company, in the electronic manufacturer. It's making sense to put robots in place and to make automation and everything when you have a high volume and low mix. But if you have to change over the production line very often, then the robots are not a solution.
I understand.
Because
Small
it's taking
series.
a lot of time to set up the robots, to change everything, while working with people, it's much easier and much simple, because people
much
can
more
adapt much easier.
individualized, yes,
Exactly.
yes. The expertise they have,
Whenever you have high mix and low volume, robots are not really an option. The option is people and pure manufacturing. And this is also logistics, because the logistic of high mix is the most complicated thing in a production facility. Because you have to manage different raw materials which can be common for different products. You have unique raw materials which are unique parts for unique products. And this is the most complex logistic in a facility. So we have to live with both, because Romania for the time being start to be a good manufacturer, especially in automotive. And in the automotive you have the car, and while the chassis and a lot of parts are common, and you put a lot of robots on the line, the end of the line, the end of the production line, which is about customization, is then a part of manufacturing, and then a part of complex logistics, because you have to put, in one car you put a stereo from a business class stereo, and one is a normal one. One guy wants some lights, the other guy wants a different, steering wheel with switches, without, whatever. So the final of the line is the most complex. Where you have the robots, it's easy. They do the job. They can have a kind of frequency, repeated, everything's fine. But the end of the line is the most complex, because you have to bring the right parts. You have to have the qualified people to put the right parts in the right place. Because if you come with unprepared people, they will do everything but not a quality thing. So here we are. We have to have a mixture between them.
I like that. Sorry to say our time is already over, but I was very happy with the outcome and what we said and discussed. I really at the end smelled the air in a plant and going through a new technological production area and seeing around and feeling around, and I think I like that, and our public is also liking that. So many thanks that you came along.
Thank you.
And all the best at Business Days for the rest of your stay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.